My name is TJ. The T stands for Torleif. It's pronounced A instead of saying Torleif. The first part of my name, Tor, is more commonly known as Thor, Norse mythological god of thunder. My grandfather's middle name was Torleif, but the H was silent. Now, the second part of my name, Leif, is also a first name. The most famous, if I can spell it correctly, is Leif Erikson, Viking explorer. My name is a combination of both Torleif. Now, the J stands for James, which is my godfather's first name. And when I was a kid, the first day of school, a teacher would always ask me what I would prefer to be called. In elementary school, I always opted to be called TJ. In high school, I always said it's up to you, whichever one you feel comfortable saying, Torleif or TJ. And by the time I was in college, I insisted that my professors called me Torleif just to fuck with them, because so many people, no matter how book smart you are, it doesn't matter. A lot of people have a hard time saying names that aren't American. This is a very Scandinavian name, and I love my name, but I also have been called TJ my whole life. You know, some people have found interesting ways of shortening up my initials even more, Tej. My friends have called me by my last name, which is Lancelot. But anyways, let's talk about my go-by, which is BstMstR. I got this name, came up with this name back in high school. You know, television was my babysitter, but at the same time, I had the woods and nature and farms to play on. I've always had a connection with animals, and more specifically, you know, a critter whisperer. No, I'm just kidding. So seriously though, when I was about 4 years old, I got bit in the face by a dog. I had 7 stitches all above my lip and on my cheek, and my face was all fucking opened up, and you know, my parents didn't want me to have a lifelong fear of dogs, so they bought me a dog as a pet. Rhiannon was a beautiful Rhodesian Ridgeback, and I loved Riri so much. And when I lost my dog, I was about 16 years old. We had to put her to sleep. She had, you know, hernia, cataracts. It was just, you know, the worst day of my life when we put my dog down. And the fact that I was bitten by a werewolf, I mean by a little, whatever it was. I got bit by a dog, and ever since then, I have just been a dog person. Everybody who has a dog that I've ever met, I mean, if their dog isn't the type to warm up to people, they're always amazed at how much that dog loves me. So, moving on with my life, like the Viking I am, I was a, you know, pretty solid soccer player. On the soccer field, all the sideline parents, my classmates, they would all call me the animal. I was an animal on the field. I was a really good stopper, defender, sweeper, and you know, very rarely would I let the ball by me. I was just really aggressive, lots of slide tackling, wasn't afraid of a yellow card. Anyways, I was an animal on the field, and my life was altered so much so by being bit in the face by a dog, and every mistake I've ever made I can attribute to my own inability to cope with my inner demons. So, to sum it all up, there's a quote from Hunter S. Thompson: "He who makes a beast out of himself gets rid of the pain of being a man." That pretty much sums it up. Whether it's being a Jedi and connected to the Force, fighting the dark side, which lives inside of us, choosing the name BstMstR was me latching onto a name that symbolized consciousness, you know, being able to be one with everything around itself, the animals, the earth, the universe, You know, kind of like being a Jedi, one with the Force, or, you know, a Highlander. You know, there can be only one. And each and every single one of us has the potential to be divine or evil. And Beastmaster is about mastering your own dark side, conquering your own fears, pinpointing your own character flaws, taking hold of your own destiny. I was tired of typing out Beastmaster, but I was very specific about how Beastmaster was written. It was always with a capital B, and everything else lowercase, except for the R at the end. But eventually, after interacting with enough people online, I got really tired of typing it out that way, so I started to write it out that way. And I found that to be a very convenient way to shorthand my own signature. And from there, I've kind of decided to go with a capital M. And that's how it stands today, BstMstR. And the last and final ingredient to this whole thing is my love for rhinoceroses. When I was a kid, I was fascinated with dinosaurs and animals of all types. And everybody chooses a favorite animal when they're a kid. And my favorite animal was a rhinoceros for so many reasons. They were so cool looking. They were like living dinosaurs. Very underrated compared to those elephants, and the rhinoceros symbolizes strength among a dying breed. And of course, they've got thick skin, and metaphorically, being a thick-skinned individual is what it takes to make it in this world, despite if your whole way of being is facing extinction. There are other ways that I could tell this story, but the best way is to go check out my album, which is entitled Rhinoglyphics. The name Beastmaster is, in an essence, a play on words. I hope that this video gives you a little glimpse of the method behind the madness. That is TJ, aka BstMstR. That's Beastmaster without the vowels. It's my name. Don't wear it out. See ya!